to the Audi Garage, guys. So today I did a lot of finishing up of filming of our Stage 3 shop car build video. That took a lot longer than expected. I was waiting for a few parts in the mail. So hopefully you guys have seen that. It'll probably be the previous video to this one. Definitely stay tuned to see what happens with that build. It's probably going to be pretty exciting. I'm excited for it, so hopefully you guys will watch. Now I'm finally have enough time to crack into the parts car motor. I'm basically going to strip everything off of this, including the wiring harness, the little leftover goodies like the turbos and the coil conversion plates, as well as I have the lower inlets and just all the spare parts off this motor, and start binning it up and getting it organized so I can start the build on this block. This will be another cool project, so definitely stay tuned for that. Maybe I'll have a little teaser at the end of this video so you guys can see what the plan is. I already have a bunch of the parts in stock. I'm going to set you guys up on a tripod and start filming me ripping apart some of this, and I'll stop the camera if anything seems interesting, or just at the end I'll go over how everything looks and if I'm selling any of the parts. Make sure you guys message me if you see anything you like, and I'll get back to you right away.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no love, and that's fine. Local radio stations, I got more plays than all of these rappers combined. I'm going again, I've been going in, I'm fed up with so many things, I gotta just let it all out. I'm talking about the shit they've been talking.
Pretty garbage. I just broke 2 of my 8mm Allen key sockets. I've never done that before, trying to take out these bolts, so I'm really hoping I don't have to cut these out. The first one, if you saw in the video, was with the impact, but then the second one on 3/8 drive was just with a normal ratchet.
Telling me I should do this, telling me I should do that, telling me things about rap, talking the truth and that stab in my back that will knock me off track. No, too many things have been building, been hard to deal with, I just been drinking. Remember my moves in the past, I'm wondering what was I thinking. Lately I'm living in fear, wondering what if the end is so near. All of this shit going on, the shootings are strong, one shot to the head and I'm gone. I'm losing control but I can't let it go, cause I'm trying to get more, and I've been in the moment, I've been in the zone, and I'm moving alone. I don't pick up the phone when my family call, I've been doing it wrong and I don't know what's happening. Trying to get what I just been imagining, getting close and I just been examining all of the fake shit the game has been packaging.
Right on me, but here's the progress. I have the KO4s off, all the junk garbage gaskets, a few odds and ends there. I have the entire engine harness stripped. There's some repair that needs to be done on that, and I'm going to probably hardwire in the 2.0 coil pack connectors like I normally do. Still have to take off all the front and the accessories. Here's all the secondary air emissions garbage, which will be not used. And then I still have to take off the torque converter at the back. So it's almost fully stripped down, but still a little ways to go, and then I can start the cleaning process.
From a town where most of the people are so close-minded. They go into school and they work in a job, but they don't even like it. I won't be put in a box, nobody telling me what I should rock, nobody telling me what I should drop, cause I do what I want and just know I don't stop. Recording till 4 in the morning, they snoring, I'm pouring my soul into every story. I'm writing, producing, I mix it, I master, I'm building my craft, and I'm not looking back. I've been going doing things I wanna do when I want to. Everybody wanna get a win, but they not do. Everybody wanna copy you, but they not you. Everybody wanna be cool, but they not new. Whoa, look how I go, gonna be a dentist, I still got the flow. Never gonna lose cause I'm still doing both. Never gonna lose cause I've been on the road. Come to your state and I'm killing the show. Know that I'm young and I still gotta grow. Know that I'm working the most, know I'm never gonna choke, and I'm looking back down on the people below. I've been keeping real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill every beat, I know I will. Everything I'm working on, every night another song. They've been quiet all along, they gon' notice when I'm gone.
So yesterday I finished off taking off the turbos. You probably saw that 2 clips ago, but I got kind of frustrated because I'll show you guys what I found. Fours were apparently bought brand new from a popular vendor and installed by what is known as a fairly reputable shop. But the story was that it was only about 500 kilometers on these turbos, a tank of gas before the project kind of got put down. So the first turbo I took off didn't look too bad, minor shaft play. I did notice a little bit of pitting in the inlet, but whatever, it didn't look too bad. When I pulled off the other turbo though, it just has a ton of shaft play. The blades are all worn from rubbing on the lower part of the inlet housing there, the compressor housing. So basically that's toast. So what I'll do is I'll get rebuild kits for both and either just get stock wheels or maybe get a billet wheel and get the housings machined out. But I'll decide that later. Theoretically, they should be fine though, and they'll still be a good turbo to use once they're freshened up. As for the engine, I have all of the front timing components off. I will remove the intake, and then what I'm going to do is lift up the whole engine and start removing the motor mount brackets and the torque converter. I'm going to leave the manifolds on for when I power wash it, and I'll put back on the oil filter housing and a new filter just to seal it up easily. I'll also plug some of the more important holes on the engine, like the valve cover holes, but most of the coolant hoses and such, it won't really matter. Nothing crazy is going to get in there because I won't be spraying water directly into those holes. So I'm pretty much ready to bring this outside and start dousing it in some degreaser, and I'm going to try some oven cleaner on the heads and the oil pans. The only thing I have left, which I'm kind of dreading, is taking off this garbage torque converter. You have to come from underneath. There's an access hole in there and take out, I think it's Torx. Either way, I know it's going to be a pain, but wish me luck. Forward to the end of the night, I have the engine all degreased. Used some oven cleaner, it worked okay. I don't know what's going on with this oil pan. It's got kind of a weird corrosion in this area, but it's perfectly smooth and clean there. And then the same corrosion over here. Not perfect, but I don't think I mentioned it, but this is going to be the motor for the Avant build for our shop car. So I'm not going to give away too many details, but here's a hint. Leave it down in the comments if you can understand why I probably took off the exhaust manifolds. Leave your guesses. We'll see if someone's right. My guess is someone will be right. It's not that hard to guess. And also, if you were smart enough, you might have laughed when I took off the timing belt, but I didn't take off the torque converter, because as soon as I went to start thinking about taking the bolts off, I realized I can't turn over the engine. So now I'm going to have to wait until I get the timing belt back on so I don't smash valves when I rotate the crank to get all the Torx bolts on. It cleaned up pretty well. I didn't go too crazy. It was pitch black outside, and I was just using a power washer, my light duty one that I think is starting to kick the bucket. Like usual, I'll powder coat all the valve covers, intake, all the brackets, make it look pretty nice. If you guys have any suggestions for colors, let me know. Again, this is going to go in the Nagaro Blue Avant. So I don't know, I was thinking maybe some of that dormant blue valve covers. I kind of like the wrinkled black intake manifold. And then, yeah, if you figured out what we're doing with it, there's something else up there that'll need to be powder coated. So if you figure that out and you know what color it should be, let me know in the comments. I also wanted to talk about for a second all the problems that you can run into while stripping down an engine like this, especially if the engine comes from up north, specifically obviously Canada or the Northeast in the States, is pretty bad for salt and corrosion. So I don't know if you could tell from the video, but some of the bolts that I ran into that were stripped basically. There was one on the timing cover, from the timing belt cover to the backing plate. So I had to drill that one out. That one was really bad. So yeah, trick to that is just drill out the head, and then when you pop it off, there'll be enough of the thread sticking out still that you can grab it with vice grips and hopefully turn it. Another one that was bad was all these crank bolts were pretty rusty, and I don't know if I just wasn't thinking or I didn't do my regular technique. One of them, I ended up grabbing the impact like an idiot, and it wasn't fully seated after I hammered in the Allen key, and it stripped out. So on that one, I had to hammer in. I kind of have a sharpened Torx bit that I use, and I hammer that in, and as well, I did have to apply some heat to that, but luckily that one came out as well. And then finally, 2 out of the 3 were giving me a hard time too. Luckily, I was able to do again with the Torx hammering, and I applied a little bit of heat, and they spun out nice and easy. You also probably saw in the time lapse, I had to take the pipe from the backside and hammer the pulley off. There's a ton of rust buildup that happens on these, so it can kind of be bad for the pulley depending on how rough it is, but I always do a check afterwards and make sure it's not too bent up or damaged before I put that back on. But yeah, those are just some of the tricks when you have all the rusted bolts. Hopefully, I'm thinking that I'm going to offer some sort of bolt dress-up kit. So basically you're replacing a lot of these bolts, such as on the intake manifold, the backing plate, the ones that hold the timing covers. A lot of places usually offer stainless steel kits, but it seems like for the Audis, we don't have anything like that yet. So if you guys would be interested in something like that, let me know in the comments below, or it might already be in the web store available by the time you see this. So hopefully some of you guys will put that to use. I know I'm probably going to do it for this kit, so you'll be able to see what it looks like. So that's where I'm going to leave it off for this video. I'm trying to do more frequent videos. They might not have a ton of content in them, but I'm going to try to work through that as I do this. But I think the key is getting more content out for you guys to enjoy. So let me know what you think about these videos. I'm going to try to release maybe 3 a week is what I'm going to go for. But like always, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Leave a comment, leave a like. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and our web store. Until the next one, see you guys soon.